First preseason football game for the NFL season for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is officially in the books. We lost tonight, 19-14, as you already know. But I believe that there are some things that we can discuss as we prepare for the long haul of this 17-game regular season. Where do we begin? I want to start with the newest addition to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and that is Giovanni Bernard. I told you guys in a previous video, the link will be in the description. I told you guys that Giovanni Bernard was going to bring something specific to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as a running back. And that is, he is going to be perfect for Tom Brady on third downs, especially when it comes to him catching the ball out of the backfield. Did you guys see that route he ran? It was the first possession, first quarter, of course, third down. He runs a route towards the middle of the field, catches the ball, secures the catch in traffic, and picks up the first down. Let me tell you how valuable that is. Between Rojo and Leonard Fournette, who are great running backs, they dropped the ball 14 times. 14 passes dropped between those two. And Giovanni Bernard, who has made a living in Cincinnati, catching the ball, especially on third down, came up huge tonight on the third down on that first possession. And I believe this is just a precursor of what is to come from Giovanni Bernard and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers offense. Also, I loved what I saw from Antonio Brown, although he dropped the pass. He looks like he has that speed burst back. I remember Bruce Arians earlier this week said that he looks like he's back to the AB from 4 or 5 years ago. He got a step on his man. It was a perfect pass thrown by Brady over the shoulder, but he couldn't come down with it. We need Antonio Brown to catch those kind of passes if we got plans on making some noise this season and a potential repeat. I liked what I saw from the offense, from the first offense, except for the drop pass and except for the unusual, uncharacteristic sack given up by Tristian Wirfs. I know it's just preseason. We can't make a big stink about anything that we saw, but that's just something, I did not like. It also felt good to get knocked kind of back down a little bit to reality, because us as fans, I believe we're on this serious high after the Super Bowl, thinking we're invincible and, that our team is made of robots because we hadn't lost since the bye week. So this kind of felt, like a wake-up call to say, hey, we're a great team. I still think we're the best team in the league, but we still have areas in which we need to work. Nobody is without a challenge. Every player has a challenge set before them. Every player has to get better. Uncharacteristic sack given up by Tristian Wirfs. How about Lavonte David? That bend but don't break defense, which I believe Tampa has been notorious for going back even to their first Super Bowl run. This is what you're going to see with this defense. It's full of playmakers, ball hawks, guys who are prime time guys who rise to the occasion. So they're going to give up some yardage just due to the way they play, the nature they play, the speed in which they play, but they're always going to make big time splash superstar caliber plays. And that is exactly what we saw throughout the night with multiple interceptions. And that is exactly what we saw from the starting defense and Lavonte David. Get ready. I believe that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers could very well lead the league in turnovers. Going back to the offensive side of the ball, y'all let me know in the comments, what's the status with Sadarius Hutcherson? Sadarius Hutcherson's injury. We got a video on him on the show that we did specifically for him, and that's also be linked in the description. He was playing early, so I hope that it's nothing serious. He's a big guy, and I believe he can do a lot for our football team. So we'll get back with him on that injury. But I also want to talk about Darden because he made a lot of splash plays. Man, he's fast. You saw number one just running everywhere. He's quick, he's fast, but he's a little too small. He's too little to not take that screen to the house with 3 minutes left in the first quarter. It was 3 minutes left in the first quarter. He caught a screen. We're moving in for the touchdown. There's a cornerback behind, basically kind of behind him. There's a linebacker with an angle. When you're 5'9", 175 pounds, you got to take that seam, and you can't let that linebacker catch you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know he's quick. We know he has speed, but we have to see it. All right. Now, he came back the next drive and had a big play, but that should have been 6. That should have been 6 for number one. But overall, I love what I saw from him. He's quick. He has a much needed wiggle. You know, Tyler Johnson, there's going to be some competition, because if you have this dude, what do you need with Tyler Johnson? And Tyler Johnson dropped a pass that led to an interception. So these are just some things that, you know, preseason will reveal and bring to the forefront so everybody can see. So I love what I saw from number one. What about the Keyshaun Vaughn transformation? You heard Rondé Barber allude to it during his commentary. Said that he put on some weight, he got in better shape. He looked good, in my opinion. He had our touchdown. He looked solid to me. Of course, I would like to see him have a little bit more burst and be a little bit more stout at the point of attack. I do not like him returning kicks. Let me say that. I do not like Vaughn returning kicks. All right. That boy that wear the jersey number 1 from North Texas, he ought to be returning our kicks. Or hell, put Scotty Miller back there. I do not like Mickens returning kicks. He's sure-handed, but he's only going to get 5 yards. He probably got 5 yards average since he's been here. But I love what I saw from Vaughn. He ran hard. He ran tough. I thought he operated with decent vision. He didn't put the ball on the ground, which is always a plus. So I love what I saw from Vaughn. Going over to the defensive side of the ball, all hail Joe Tryon. All hail Joe Tryon. Joe Tryon, but he wasn't trying. This ain't no tryout. He's legit. He is big, he is strong, he is fast, and he knows what he's doing. Did you see that hit on the quarterback and then that bullcrap call of roughing the passer? Come on, how is that roughing the passer? When you get to the quarterback, you got to hit him. Well, we're playing two-hand touch. The only critique I have for Joe Tryon is he's got to develop that bag of moves. And he's around the right guys with Shaq and JPP to teach him how to put some tools in his bag, because he can't outrun every offensive lineman at the point of attack. He can't outmuscle every offensive lineman. And there were great plays where I saw him spin once, although he didn't get to the quarterback in time. He spinned, he was able to get it released off of the offensive lineman and get some traction. But there were also several times where he just got flat out stood up. And because he wasn't able to, beat him across the edge, and he wasn't able to, run him over. So if he can add some consistent moves to his bag, Joe Tryon is going to be a Pro Bowler in the NFL. There is a splash guy who was just making plays, especially in the first half, the entire game, and that is Javon Hagan. Javon Hagan, or Javeon Hagan, number 34, popped off with a huge hit on first down with 13 minutes and 30 seconds left in the second quarter. A huge hit. Then that was followed by another huge hit by Antonio Hamilton, who I am very high on. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about Antonio Hamilton. And then Hagan picks that up. And so Hagan was everywhere. Antonio Hamilton, he looks like he's a high IQ guy. He's always around the ball. He's quick. He's feisty. I love what I saw from Antonio Hamilton. He looks like he's studying Anton Winfield, because I got an Anton Winfield kind of vibe while watching him play. So hats off to Hamilton. And man, hats off to Hagan again, who came up with an interception, but because he's a defensive back, of course, he couldn't hold on to the football. But it's all good. That's preseason. We see what Hagan can do, what he can be, what Antonio Hamilton can be, what this defense can do and can be. They're young, they're quick, they're fast. They will make splash plays throughout the season. Let's give a round of applause for Tanner Hudson. 5 catches, 50 yards, and some big catches. I love Tanner Hudson. I believe he's great for our team. He adds depth to our squad just in case one of or multiple tight ends go down. It's great to know that we got a safety blanket in Tanner Hudson. Now, some things that I'm very concerned about. I was not thrilled with Kyle Trask's debut. 4 for 15, 35 yards. That's not going to cut it. He did not look great. He looked big. He looked strong. He looked good physique-wise. But he did not, in my opinion, play well. I believe he was inaccurate. But then again, it's only game 1. So, we'll just wipe that. What I'm really disgusted by is 29 yards rushing as a team. 29 yards rushing as a team will not cut it. I don't care if it's preseason, no season, in season, out of season, whatever. 29 rushing yards is not going to cut it, and only 159 total yards as an offense. So Brian Leftwich, Bruce Arians, Clyde Christensen, they got some work they got to do. I believe the defense overall played a good game, played a great game. We're ball hawks, man. We're going to make splash plays. That's what your Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense is going to do. That's what we're going to do. We make big plays. We make splash plays. We bend, but we don't break. So this season, while you're watching, don't break your television because you see a team driving on us right when it gets crunch time. That's when our defense is going to step up and make a play, just like the great defenses of old for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So all in all, I thought it was a good first week, preseason week. I thought Tom Brady looked fine. An uncharacteristic sack given up by Wirfs, but the 2 guys that stood out to me, Hagan and Giovanni Bernard. Although he only got the ball 1 time, it showed you, man, this offense is going to be scary. It's going to be scary. Y'all let me know how y'all felt about the first preseason football game for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Y'all let me know in the comments. Let's chat. I'll holler at you.